Oh, got it. Can you guys hear me? All right, perfect. Okay, so this is Matita.
Hey guys, I am Mata's roommate, so I'm gonna be helping in with her during this little session that we have going.
Okay, so today I'll be making a ginger blueberry tonic cocktail, right? It's an amazing cocktail for summertime. It's a perfect brunch cocktail, and it's on the cleaner side too. Okay, so in my Instagram stories, I taught you guys how to make a simple syrup and then the ginger juice. Okay, and you have to make sure that you dilute the ginger with water, otherwise your drink is going to be very gingery and just maybe too spicy. So let's get started with that. Okay. All right. Let me bring this down so you guys could watch me make it. All right, so we'll be building in a jar because I don't have a shaker these days. Okay, so we'll be doing about 3 ounces of vodka. I'm making 2 drinks. Then about an ounce, ounce and a half of lemon. Then we're gonna do some fresh basil. So I'm just gonna tear some leaves off, maybe like 5 or 6. Some fresh blueberries, maybe like 7 or 8. I'm gonna throw some ice. All right, so now we have the ginger juice that I made earlier. So I'm gonna do about an ounce of that. And a little bit of simple syrup. So now I don't put that much, it's about a half an ounce, but if you want it sweeter, by all means. Now, if you have a muddler, at this point you want to, before we put the ice in, you want to muddle this. But if you don't, like I do, and you just have a jar, we're just gonna shake it really, really hard and then try to break up the blueberries until we get like a pinkish color, okay?
Someone says they like your top.
Thanks. I've had this top for longer than I should. Very cute. Is it hot here? Yeah, it's getting really hot. So you see, it's starting to turn pinkish. The blueberries are breaking up. So this is what you want.
Shake, shake, shake.
All right, so that's pretty good right there. So in a highball glass, we're gonna fill it to the top with ice, fresh ice.
You could smell the fresh basil. It smells delicious already. I love the smell of basil. It's one of my favorites.
If you have a strainer, you're gonna want to strain it into the fresh ice. However, I'm just gonna use a lid and I'm gonna put it on top and just stop the leaves on the blueberries from coming in. All right. So you should have about half of your glass filled. And then we're gonna top this with tonic water. Now, if you don't like tonic, you can do club soda, but I think the club soda kind of waters it down. So if you're into tonic, this is a great drink. Okay. So we can stir this around a little bit. Top it with some fresh basil because we're fancy. See? And then throw in some blueberries. And there you go. 2 blueberry ginger tonics. All right.
All right. I'm ready for this.
Okay.
Cheers. Cheers.
Yum.
Oh, it's so good.
All right. What do we have for questions? What's simple syrup? So simple syrup is just sugar and water. Okay, so equal parts of both. I would do a small saucepan over low heat and mix the sugar and the water and just kind of stir it slowly until the crystals start dissolving and it just all becomes a simple syrup, pretty much. So I bottle it. I make some of it and I bottle it. It's great for cocktails or if you like to have iced coffee or whatever. It's super easy to make and there it is. I store it in a glass jar and it lasts pretty much forever. If you don't like tonic, yep, you can use club soda. Yep, it's easy. Yeah, it's not a very sweet cocktail. Again, you can make it sweet if you want to, but I love how it tastes. It's super fresh, it's delicious, you know? So I think all those flavors balance really well together. Don't worry, I have the recipe on my Instagram in case you want it all written out and spec'd out for you. All right. Yours looks way better. All right, guys. So now that we have our cocktail, I think we can get started with brunch. So I'll be making these low carb almond flour biscuits, and I'll be making sandwiches into them. So I'll be using smoked salmon, cucumber, and onions to fill it. And then I'll be making for the sweet part these coconut banana, like Hawaiian inspired pancakes, okay, made with chickpea flour. So firstly, I'm going to start making the biscuits. So we're gonna preheat the oven to 350. All right, and then we'll start with the batter. All right. So I'm gonna set my computer up down here so you can watch me do this. All right, so into a bowl, we are going to do a cup of almond flour. Now, if you can't do almonds, you can do coconut flour, okay? But your biscuits will have a coconut flavor. If you're okay with that, then go for it. Otherwise, I think this works really well. So this is a cup of almond flour. We're gonna do 2 teaspoons of, okay, 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Then we'll just mix this in. Some salt. Now we're gonna add in an egg. And then about a 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt.
Someone asked, how have you been in Madrid since you were last on?
Oh my God, I have so many updates about Madrid. Our restrictions have been not lifted, but they're very, very different to what they were 2 weeks ago. Let me finish this and then I'll get into that because there's a lot to catch up on. All right, so we're gonna do some garlic powder. And then some onion powder. Now let's fold this in together. This is going to take some mixing so that everything could be well incorporated. So you don't have to over mix this. It's super quick. See, so that's what your mixture should look like. Now you can go ahead and add your additives. I like to put chives in mine. And then I'm putting the shredded cheese. You can do cheddar if you like cheddar. Literally any shredded cheese would work. That's why I didn't specify when I put my ingredients list up there. This cheese was recommended to me by my cheese guy, so let's see how that turns out. All right, so this is pretty much it. That's what your batter is gonna look like. And now what you wanna do is line a baking tray with parchment paper. Like this, and then you want to scoop out your biscuits. So depending on how big you want them, that's how you'll size them. I'm gonna do like medium-sized ones, so about this much. And then you have to shape them up. Now, if you have like an ice cream scoop, that would work much better. But if you don't, like me, this is fine. For people asking.
No, we're referring to carbs as carbies. So I was like, a little carby in your life isn't all that bad. And then someone wrote carby for life. And then someone's like, I like a little carby Barbie girls.
Okay.
What does parchment paper do? Makes it not stick, question mark?
Yeah, parchment paper just ensures that your biscuits aren't sticking to your baking sheet. It's just wax paper, really. If you have like one of those silicone sheets, those are great too. So I'm gonna make 4 biscuits out of this batter.
Because we're a bunch of hungry girls.
That's right.
Well, Mata's making her biscuits over here. I'm just enjoying my cocktail.
How good is it though, right?
It's so good. It's so refreshing.
So I used to work in a place in New York that had a cocktail similar to that one. I just could not remember for the life of me the exact ingredients. So then I was like just remembering the flavor profile, and I was like, I think this will work. So I was recipe tasting the other day, and I was like, oh, this is a winner. All right. So there you go. 4 biscuits, cute little sizes. So we're gonna bake these for 15 minutes at 350. Okay. So I'm gonna throw these in here. Can you set a timer for me, please?
Yes.
15 minutes. All right.
15 minutes.
Where am I originally from? I'm originally from New York. I'm half Colombian and half Indonesian as far as my ethnicity. But I am originally from New York, but I've been living overseas for about 3 years now. So hopping around from different places. I'm now in Madrid. Christine, you make it look so easy. It is easy. It's really that easy. Like you see me doing it. It's that easy. And it's good. You'll see how they come out. They look like actual biscuits. Okay, so Spain, where we're at now. So the government has lifted some of the really strict restrictions that they had us on. And we are now able to go out on a schedule every day, either from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. or 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. And we can go out for a short walk or outdoor exercise. And that's about it. You can walk in pairs. You're allowed to go out with your housemate, but you cannot congregate in big groups. A lot of businesses are still closed. A lot of restaurants are now opening up and they're doing to-go orders. But you still can't really congregate or hang out or anything like that as of right now. The plan is that mid-May, some beaches will start opening around Spain. And then towards the end of the month, some restaurants that have outdoor terraces or rooftops or anything outdoors, they're going to be able to open, but they're only going to be able to fill a third of their capacity. And that's what the plan is moving forward into June. So the idea is to get back to the new normal by the end of June, but let's see what happens. So far, the numbers haven't increased that much since they've started letting people out. We've been out every single night since they've lifted the restrictions. She'll tell you.
Every single night. We've been going for 3-hour walks.
Yeah, I mean, we're taking full advantage of these time slots that they're giving us to go out. So yeah, so those are the time slots for, for us. But kids are allowed to be out from noon to 6 p.m., which is nice. So now parents don't have to be with their stir crazy kids at home anymore. And then the elderly can be out between 10 a.m. to noon. So everyone has a schedule. Everybody seems to be abiding by the rules. I see everyone practicing social distancing. Most people are wearing gloves and masks, and the stores, you can't get too close to people, right?
People are actually paying attention to the rules out here.
The cops
taking it serious.
Yeah, the cops are out and they're, making sure that everyone is doing the right thing. And so far, I see that that's exactly what's happening. So I'm really hoping that these restrictions are lifted sooner than later. But so far, we're at a good pace, I think. What about travel? Tourists allowed in the country. Because Madrid has a central airport or a main airport, they are still allowing flights in and out. However, tourist-wise, I don't think so. This is a super high-risk country. I just don't see them just telling people, yeah, come in, even though they're allowing people in. I think people that live here are able to come back. People that are trying to leave here to go back home are able to leave. But I know that flights are still going in and out. How long am I staying here after the travel ban is lifted? So my plan was to be here until September about. I was going to be working until June and the school semester is over, and then I was going to be traveling all over Europe. But now, with the way things are going, I have no idea if I'll even be allowed to do that. Being that this is a high-risk country, I'm sure countries are going to open up, but I don't know if they're going to just allow anyone to start coming in. It's just too fresh. So I'm going to write it out and just kind of wing it for the next month or two and then see how it goes. Do I have plans to go back to NYC soon? I don't want to. I think things in New York are really bad. If I don't have to, I'm really not trying to do that. I'd like to stay overseas if I can, What music have we been grooving to? Everything. I mean, we've exhausted everything at this point. YouTube, I think we're watching Colors, Tiny Desk series.
Yes.
And what's the other one?
Circle. Circle is also good.
I mean, lots of Latin music, lots of just everything. Matita, what are you doing in Madrid?
Yes, I'm also on the same boat. We're both actually in the same program for teaching. Mata's in a different school and I'm in a different school. So that's why we ended up becoming roommates, because we both kind of had the same game plan when it came down to it. So here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite spot for to-go-to orders?
Oh man, I don't know. We've honestly been trying to give our business to all the restaurants that are, obviously losing. So, but we don't really eat out that much. So every weekend we try to pick a place. We haven't repeated a place. So it's really just been whatever is close by. What's Colors? Colors is a show on YouTube that, they host some of the best artists or underground artists. It's so good, but we've pretty much seen every single thing on there. So
literally,
I don't know.
It's entertaining because each artist chooses a specific song that they want to jam to, and then they choose a different color theme background to go with the song. And then that's how we've discovered a lot of artists. We actually started listening to the Teskey Brothers, which is this blues band from Australia. If you guys like soulful music, definitely give it a listen.
All right. Okay, so let's get started with making the sweet part of the brunch board. Okay, so I love these pancakes. So these are coconut, banana, chickpea flour pancakes, and they're Hawaiian inspired because my trip to Hawaii was filled with banana and coconut. So I was like, let's try to make a lighter version of pancakes. Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna set up my screen again so you guys can watch me do this. So you're gonna need a bowl, obviously, a sifter, okay, so that you can get rid of the clumps. So let's start with the wet ingredients first. I'm gonna do about a half a cup of almond milk, but later on we're gonna add a little bit more depending on how thick the batter is.
Oh, I put it over here. Sorry. Okay. Yeah.
All right, we'll do 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt. So the Greek yogurt's going to give the pancakes some moisture, which they need because chickpea flour is quite dense. So, you know, healthier pancakes are always on the drier side, so you need to add some moisture as you go. Now, if you're vegan, you can do vegan coconut yogurt instead of this one, and that goes well too because of coconut. Then I'm going to put an egg in there. Again, if you're vegan, you can do a flax egg. Okay. And then we're going to mash a banana. So I'll do that separately here and then just add the mashed banana in there. This is also going to give it moisture along with flavor. Can you make passion fruit drink next? Like Amazonica? Yeah, I can actually. I have vodka, I could do that. I used to work in a place in Australia that made a drink. My sister's obsessed with this like passion fruit chocolate drink from this place in Madrid. So yeah, I guess I can make something like that next time.
Cocktail on the sweeter side for
the
sweet lovers.
All right, so I do like to leave some chunks in there because I like that in the batter. This is the banana, that's going in.
Does the banana have to be ripe?
Yes, ideally you want the banana to be ripe because obviously it's sweeter, and secondly, it's easier to work with. A banana that's not fully ripe yet is really hard, and it's going to be hard to get like a creamy consistency. All right, so those are the wet ingredients. Like that. It's going to be a little watery, that's okay. So now with a sifter, we're going to put that right over the bowl.
Now, why do you sift?
Because we want to make sure that there are no clumps that go into the pancakes. You know, you want a smooth batter. Okay. So that's why we sift. We're gonna do a bit of salt. The salt offsets the sweetness.
That's like about 2 pinches of salt?
Yep, a pinch or 2, depends how big your pinches are. 2 teaspoons of baking soda. That's what's gonna help it rise.
We want our fluffiness.
Yeah. And about a tablespoon of coconut sugar. Well, not that much sugar.
It's okay.
Get rid of that.
Okay.
Okay.
It happens. It happens.
Whoops.
We're humans.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's good. All right. So now you want to tap the sides of your sieve to get rid of all the clumps. So you start to see all the little balls that are there, right? So that's what you don't want in your pancake batter, because once you bite into a pancake and you're eating like, you know, a glob of flour, I mean, that's really off-putting, no?
Yeah. That's the worst because it's like super dry.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So to help it, also, we can always like use a spoon or whatever to flatten out the clumps, and then let it all kind of fall gradually.
Someone asked, do you cook as a hobby or a professional?
No, it's a hobby, but a few years ago I did have a meal prep business. It's a small business, but I did meal prep for people, and it was like a business. Like I charged people, and
yeah, I was a loyal client, and I actually lost the most weight that I've ever lost in my life with her meal preps. So she is very good at healthy cooking in a good way. Like, yeah, it's not boring.
It started off as like, you know, for fun, but then a friend reached out to me because he needed help losing weight, and then that kind of just, you know, turned into something bigger. So ever since then, I've been always just making healthy-ish recipes. I'll pretty much healthify everything. Okay, so this is what that should look like. Smooth, good, yum. So we're going to
I'm gonna jump in and help with some dishes.
Okay. So now we want to mix this in. Fold it. You don't want to over mix your batter either. Let's see. Those were good. Six positively. All right, so once your batter is just combined, we're going to add a half cup of desiccated coconut, which is just shaved coconut, right? Shredded coconut. That's going to give it the coconut flavor. And then fold that in. And that's about it. So this is what your batter should look like. It should really look like a pancake batter. So I think this is a little bit thick, so I'm going to add a little bit of almond milk to just soften it up a little bit. Make it a little bit runnier.
You don't want it to be too thick.
Right? Yeah, so that's like just about right to me. Okay, so now I'm going to heat up a pan. So I'm just going to heat up a pan and do that in medium heat, and then we're going to start making the pancakes. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. We're gonna. No, it's frozen. Okay, how is it now? Closed out everything.
Okay.
Okay.
It's like moving better.
Sorry. Switch screen. Can you guys hear me?
Truthfully, I'm gonna be from my back about eating a bag of chips, but I'm inspired by you.
Okay, so the alarm rang and the biscuits are done. All right, so let's get them out of here.
Oh, they look nice and golden. Let me lower this so you guys see a little bit. Yum.
So that's what you want them to look like. See? They look perfectly golden on top. We're gonna let them cool for a little bit before we break them up.
They smell delicious.
Okay, so for the pancakes, right, we're going to use a third of a measuring cup so that we can make the pancakes all even size. Now, if you have a griddle, obviously that's better, so you can make them all at the same time, but I have a very tiny kitchen, so I can make 2 at a time using this pan. This mix should make about 6.
Someone asked if you could freeze the bananas in the freezer to keep them ripe.
Yeah, I freeze bananas all the time. I love freezing bananas. They're great for all types of smoothie stuff. So to cook the pancakes, to make them, I'm going to use some butter because, you know, a little bit of butter never hurt anybody. But if you're not into butter, don't want to use that, you can just use cooking spray or coconut oil. Doesn't really matter. All right, so I just literally just take it from the block that it is and then just smear it on the pan, and that's it. So not a lot. All right. Do you want to hold this up for me so they can see me?
Yeah. All right.
All right, so we'll lay these out like this. They don't have to be perfect. Obviously, we're going for a rustic look. So we'll let these cook down. And you know, with pancakes, you want to wait for bubbles to start popping up here, and that's an indication of when to flip them. All right, so that should just be a couple minutes, and then we'll do that. Let's see.
More questions?
Yes, they smell so good. They look good. Better than Red Lobster biscuits? I would not say that because Red Lobster biscuits are crack. But
they're not healthy.
They're not healthy, and these are a close second, okay?
They are.
Can you imagine how much butter goes into the Red Lobster biscuits?
Can you please tell them how much butter goes in a croissant?
Right? I'm so excited to see the biscuits. I can hear you. Okay. From about well-eating bag of chips. Okay.
She needs to catch up because, you know, I'm already...
Oh my God, you're done with that.
Almost done. Yeah.
Huh. I made her one of these the other day and she knocked out.
Yeah. It's got me feeling a little woo-hoo.
Yeah. Yeah, so what we've been doing here in Madrid since we've been able to go outside and do stuff is literally walking until our feet can't take it anymore. And you really don't realize how shocked your body is from not moving like outside until you go outside after almost 2 months of not being able to do anything. And like my knees locked when I was going up the stairs back home. That has never happened to me before. And I've stayed active at home and still like my body was in complete shock, you know? So I don't know. I can't imagine this having lasted any longer, you know, than what it is now. I don't know. I am concerned for New York, I'll tell you that, because I really don't feel like that much.
It's being like the proper measures are like being taken over there. I feel like everyone is taking it a little bit more serious over here than over there. Well, we'll see when we go back. If, you know, if Mata goes back, I'll probably go back. I don't know about her. She might wander off to some other location. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. I feel like it was really hard to get the fix that we were looking for moving here to Spain. So
we had so many trips up. We were supposed to be in Austria this weekend, like legit. So
we've had to cancel 7 trips since all this happened. And I mean, first world problems, I know, but it was the reason why I came here was for that, you know, more than anything. So that kind of sucks. But again, we're happy that we're healthy and we're good.
That's
the
best part.
And I feel appreciative with this country that we've been here and people really do take it serious and they've taken, you know, public health concerns like to the next level. So that's good.
Someone asked if they could substitute the yogurt for something else.
Yeah, so if you can't do Greek yogurt, you can also do vegan yogurt. So there's a coconut yogurt that has no dairy in it, and I think that's really great too. And because it's coconut, it goes great with this recipe.
Very tropically.
Mm-hmm. And you can omit the yogurt altogether, but then you'll have drier pancakes, it's okay, but the flavors are still gonna be there. But you know,
I mean, you got maple syrup, make it a little wet, I guess.
Yeah.
What else? Could you ladies get any more beautiful? Aw, thank you for that. Whoever Christine 716, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. Portugal, come see me. Well, yeah, if we can, if they allow us to drive on to Portugal, we will more than likely go over there. That would be great. That would be awesome.
Oh, let's talk about chickpea flour and why I like using chickpea flour. It's like my favorite flour because the consistency is very similar to that of wheat or white flour. So you can almost substitute it for 1-to-1. Whereas, you know, almond flour, oat flour, coconut flour, they all have a completely different consistency. And then you have to tweak recipes a lot before you're even able to, you know, get the right thing. So that's great. Chickpea flour has a lot more protein than regular flour does. You know, so it's high in protein. It's more filling. Tons of vitamins, you know, and it's really good. It's like such a versatile flour, and I think it's really great in a lot of baking recipes. That's why I use it often. Because as someone asked me, like, why do you keep using chickpea flour? I'm like, it's just so good. It's my favorite.
You don't notice the difference because she made brownies the other day. She used chickpea flour, and it tasted legit like real brownies. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And she used sweet potato, which was even more mind-blowing.
And it's gluten-free, which is the main thing. So yeah, no longer have to have like weird textured anything, and because chickpea flour is amazing. Let's see.
I found out the chickpea flour is the same as garbanzo beans. She went to go send me to the supermarket.
She did not know that chickpeas and garbanzo beans are like the same thing.
I was like, oh, they don't have chickpea flour, but they had garbanzo.
Mind you, we've had the garbanzo bean like bag, like I'll show it to you, like in our pantry that says it, and like she's had no idea.
Just flew over my head.
No clue. So why is almond flour more popular? I don't know. I don't know. Almonds are more popular in general in comparison to chickpeas. I don't know, but it's the consistency is just not the same. Like you could never 1-for-1 substitute like white flour for almond flour. You'd have to mix it with something else to give it a decent like consistency to keep your whatever it is that you're baking together. Okay. All right. I'm gonna flip this around again so you guys. I mean, I don't know if you want me to see me. I'll flip this. So you start to see some bubbles here. They grow quite a bit, which is why I'm saying. And to be fair, the first pancake is never the nicest. So that was okay. See? So they grow quite a bit in the pan. And look, they're rising really nicely.
They look really fluffy.
So they're fluffy pancakes in the making. And nice and golden on top. Cool. I can't see it. Oh, here we go. Does chickpea flour make it taste different? No, I noticed no difference. The brownie, like the brownie recipe that you're mentioning, that it like you could not tell that they were even healthy brownies. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but they really didn't. I mean, she'd tell you.
Yeah, I like brownies, especially with vanilla ice cream. And if someone was to be like, to choose between two different brownies, I'd be like, I don't. They taste the same to me. And if they were to tell me one is made out of chickpea and one is made out of like normal stuff, I'd be like, wow, you wouldn't have been able to tell me that.
Yeah. All right, so while that's cooking up, I'm going to cut into one of these biscuits to show you guys. So you see, this is what they look like. They're kind of thin, but we're going to cut into them and make a nice little sandwich out of it. So that's what they look like on the inside. They're moist, delicious, smells so good. So you can pretty much do whatever you want with these, you know, like throw an egg in there, cheese. I like to have it with a little extra Greek yogurt, some smoked salmon, cucumbers, some red onions, and I think that's like a really good combo. So let me go ahead and do that. Could you take out the smoked salmon for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Put this down for you guys to see. So I'm just gonna smear some Greek yogurt. Throw in some cucumbers. I got some red onion here. And then some smoked salmon. Now again, this is my take on it. You can do whatever you want with these biscuits. Have them by themselves. What else?
Damn, those look so good. Freezing here in Connecticut right now. They'd be perfect right about now.
They're so good.
Oh yeah, they're like warm. They just smell so fresh.
Look at this. I mean, how yum does that look? So good. So yeah, that's easy. That's an easy savory side to this dish. These pancakes are done. And there we go. The pancakes are done.
Someone said, you're speaking to my Jewish heart with the smoked salmon and capers. Oh, yes.
I would not be from New York unless I appreciated smoked salmon, lox, and a good biscuit. All right, let's make some more pancakes. You're speaking to my Jewish heart. Damn, those look good freezing in Connecticut. Brooklyn Jewish heart. Speaking of Jewish and Brooklyn, have you guys seen Orthodox?
Unorthodox.
Unorthodox?
That show, that little series was pretty intense.
I mean, I've been ripping through Netflix, but
yeah, it's hard to watch Netflix with this one who's seen like 95% of Netflix before this whole quarantine even started. Every time I was like, do you want to watch? I've seen it already. Do you want to? I've seen it already. Oh, I've seen it already. I'm like, great. Like, you've seen all of it.
I had a lot of time on my hands when I lived in Singapore. Let's just say that. So far, this is what we have with our brunch board. We have our sandwich on this side and then pancakes on this side. Once these are done, we'll build this, and then we're going to have a really delicious brunch board along with our brunch cocktail, which is a good idea for Mother's Day if you want to do something nice for your mom. And yeah.
Why wouldn't mom appreciate a home-cooked meal?
Right? Wait, Marita, tell everyone how you feel about brunch in Spain, in Madrid.
I'm not the biggest fan of brunch in Madrid. I feel like maybe they need to work on it a little bit more. And this comes from us being New Yorkers, where brunch is a really big thing, and we know what a good brunch is. So it's been a little bit disappointing, I would say. And we've gone to a lot of brunch spots over here, and just everything just seems pretty like they just need to add a lot more flavor to it. I think she should open a brunch spot here. It would be a success for sure.
I mean, I don't know why I feel like brunch has been the most disappointing part of the experience here.
Because we're brunchers. We love to go for good cocktail, good food, like, afternoon.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's not satisfying our craving.
No.
Like a lot of places, what they'll do is like the decor will be really nice and like the plating would be really nice too. But then when you start eating it, you're just like, oh, all right.
I don't know. It's kind of basic. I'll say this: Spain hasn't really done it for me food-wise for the most part. I mean, there's some amazing restaurants here, and like, don't get me wrong, but overall, it hasn't been that stimulating, right? What do they serve for brunch there? I mean, it depends. There's some cafes that really like try to Americanize their brunch menu, or I don't know, like you can find avocado toast everywhere. You can find shakshuka everywhere. You can find like very classic brunch dishes, but the execution is the part that it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm a snob with cafes because, I lived in Australia, and I think Australian cafes are by far the best cafes in the entire universe. I mean, I don't know an Australian cafe that isn't successful anywhere around the world. So when comparing to that, I'm just kind of like,
you need to work on it.
This is not the same. They serve traditional American brunch items. Yeah, my sister will tell you, man. Like
they kind of suck, yeah. Like I said, they're like, the plating looks nice, the venue looks nice, there's lines for these spots, and then you just go there, you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a fan.
Yeah.
So while we're waiting for the rest of the pancakes to cook, I'm just gonna prep some berries so that we can make our pancakes pretty
berry-licious
and presentable.
All my favorite cafes are also Australian, UK, and USA, all Aussie. Yeah, Australian. Yeah. There's this like really dope little Australian restaurant in Astoria, where we're from, and their brunch is really, really good. I'm obsessed with their French toast. They make it with croissants, which is not the healthiest thing, but it's delicious. Australia is the best for brunch. Yeah.
It is, right?
And Copenhagen.
Oh, and Copenhagen. Copenhagen, I was blown away by the scene over there, the food scene.
I didn't get to go to Copenhagen, but I saw all the amazing pictures and the food outings looked really good.
It's just, so good. Let's see.
Shakshuka should be on your menu. Oh, yes, his favorite. For sure. It's her favorite. Shakshuka is so good. If you like tomato-based type of foods, it's delicious.
Very good.
If you guys could be here, these pancakes smell so yum. They smell so good.
Okay, so both the elements are done for the brunch board. So now we're going to just make it look nice. Okay, so I've cut up some strawberries.
You guys have a dog? I hear a dog. No.
It's in our building.
It's in our building. I guess someone's dog is having a ball, just barking away. Sorry for his disruption.
Alright.
Oh, talking about strawberries, I have a joke for you guys. So
Are you sure?
Yes. What do you call a strawberry that's sad?
Oh my god.
Come on, guys. Someone give me at least one attempt of an answer. A strawberry that's sad. Yes? No? Anybody?
No.
No? All right. Well, I'm gonna say the answer. A blueberry. Okay?
I have to live with this every day.
I was like, it was relevant to the strawberries, you know? Oh my god, there's pomegranates too. Yes, blueberry. That's hilarious, actually, blueberry.
So funny. Okay.
I liked your answer too, blueberry. That was actually pretty close.
Alright, guys. Look at this. Look how pretty this is. So there's your chickpea coconut banana pancakes with these low carb almond flour biscuits that I've stuffed with some smoked salmon, cucumber, Greek yogurt, and red onions. So, what are pancakes without some maple syrup? Here we go. Easy, healthy, delicious. What do you think?
Whoa. Very down, very down.
Right? Delicious. So you have a complete brunch experience made in less than 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? Good shit.
And obviously the cocktail will definitely help with your process. I already finished my cocktail. It's time for round 2.
All right, what time is it? Arnold said very creative. Damn, that looks good. Thank you.
Looks good, it smells good, and it's good for you.
Yep. So now you have it. Now you have a different way of making pancakes for brunch. I think this is the ultimate brunch experience because brunch should be sweet and savory. So that's why I was like, let's do a brunch board. And brunch is no brunch without a cocktail, right? So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I have certainly enjoyed being here and cooking with you and answering your questions. DJ Trauma, I want some. I'll make some extra, DJ. Oh, he's coming up after me. I can use a change in music, so I'm definitely gonna be watching.
Oh yeah, we need some tunes up in here for sure. We've ran out of artists. We've exhausted all of them. They're probably tired of being on our TV at this point.
So over it. All right.
I mean, if you guys have any suggestions for any artists to listen to, feel free, throw them in the chat. We'd love to, pull them up on the screen.
Okay. All right, guys, it's been real. I'm so happy to have done this with you once again. I'll try to come up with something different and fun for the next one. Bye.
Bye, guys. Take care.